morning everybody, and welcome back to Heartbeat of the Timbavati. It's good to have you back. We currently looking for the Mayambula pride with the squirrel males, all 20 of them. It's reported being seen far to the east. It's not too far from where we last saw the Vuyela males. We're currently in the lineup for the Vuyelas, but we are doing a teardrop to see if we can maybe get lucky to get eyes on the Mayambulas. There was a lot of vocalization happening during the night, so I'm sure that the squirrels and the Vuyelas were having a serious chat to sort out their territorial issues. Anyways, I'll catch you on the video camera when the time is right. Stay tuned. We moved into the sighting. We're lucky to have the two heads up at the same river pride lioness being guarded by one of the Vuyela males. There's a camp that's close by, just behind us. From this camp they heard intense vocalization throughout the night. Maybe there was long range calling and advertising from these males towards those squirrel males. We didn't pick up any tracks of the Mayambulas, but they were moving a few kilometers to the east, sort of directly behind this male. But it definitely seems like these boys are adamant of holding control of this area, an area that the Mayambulas and the squirrel males knows very well. We'll see how the dynamics plays out and if the squirrel males will be content with the area they currently find themselves. It's all about resources at the end of the day. The young lioness from the river pride, second youngest, the young princess as we know her, born early 2020, making her almost exactly 3 years old now. And she was the lone survivor of the Naru male's offspring, the very first litter that the river pride lionesses did have. They had 6 cubs, and at the age of about 3 months old, 5 of the cubs didn't make it, and she was the very last cub to survive. She's got a very special story behind her. So, yeah, it could have been hyenas, it could have been leopard. Maybe the lionesses at that stage couldn't find them again, and it could have led to them being malnutritioned and even moving further and further away and coming in harm's way. During that time, I do remember we found tracks of a male leopard in that area, and male leopards are renowned for killing lion cubs if they are left unattended by their mothers. Hyenas do the same. There's been records of snake bites, pythons killing young leopards, for instance, if you look at some of the old documentaries that was captured in the Sabi Sands, some spots there. So the mortality rate of the big cats as youngsters in the wild is incredibly high. 40 to 50% of these young cats never makes adulthood in the first place. So it's a difficult world to survive out here. But the young princess, I do remember a very special sighting of the 3 Naru males back in the day roaring all together with the entire pride, and she was the only cub in that entire pride of adults, and she actually jumped of joy on one of the male's manes while he was vocalizing. If you do go have a look in one of the playlist epic wildlife sightings, you will find that video of the young princess jumping on her father. So it's special to see how far she's actually come. Now she's part of a group of 2 adult lionesses, which is her aunt and her mother, and then she's got a younger sibling that was born from a different litter. Now I'm thinking that that female could maybe be close to the other Vuyela brothers. And remember, there's 5. There's currently 3 in this area. The other 2, not too sure where they are. And then there's the 3 young River Pride males, guys. You obviously do remember them. And this is their time to become nomadic. We haven't heard or seen of them in a couple of weeks. So I wish them well wherever they do go. Luckily they are a trilogy. They are 3 males, young boys together. So they've got an incredible advantage of being 3 boys together. You don't want to be that age of about 2.5 years old when you become a nomad and you're completely by yourself out here in the wild. Adversity and obstacles will be difficult to overcome as a young, lone individual male. But it's another magical morning in the Timbavati Game Reserve. As you can see, it's fairly overcast, a slight breeze blowing. It's just after 7 o'clock as well, so things cooling down slightly. So maybe hoped for these 2 mating a little bit, so we're going to sit here and see if we can see them copulating. The male moving up ahead of the lioness, just showing his dominance and guarding her. But she did lean towards that right-hand side as if she's spotting prey. He's moving in. He will do anything to guard her surroundings. But she wasn't fully ready to be mated with there, and she clearly gave him the message. Well, on the way to the sighting, we drove past probably a good group of about 60 impala, and you can sense that the male impalas are moving into the rutting seasons. You never know. That could be what they are looking at. They were stotting quite a bit, stotting behavior, running around, play behavior. Quite an open area, small arena for male impala. Quickly losing interest, no danger. She's quite enticeful towards this male, but if he remains patient, things would happen and develop.
Looks like a special invite.
You can see they're much easier when they're actually lying down on their backs. That white popping out there. Alright, maybe she'll give him a chance now. Let's see what she decides. Hopefully she'll turn and walk closer to us.
Yeah.
Alright, you can see the indent in her belly over there. It might be a bit of hunger driving her. But exactly where she's aiming, there is lots of impala. So while estrus is driving her physiological response, the primal urge to fill the belly is also doing that. But lions, very opportunistic, will take any chance they've got. But she's definitely keeping that male on his toes. come back. It's the morning after the sighting we had of these guys in that open plains with that one river bride lioness. It does seem like they did move quite far to the west, northwest, away from that area. Well, as the crow flies, probably 1.5 kilometers. But yeah, they found them in some thick stuff. Quite interestingly, on our way approaching the sighting, we did notice that there was quite a bit of giraffe tracks that was running over the road there. So I'm wondering if these boys were not trying to bring down a giraffe. But yeah, again, enter the Vuyela males, starting to establish themselves even better in this area. Remember this section we're in now, the Skoro males and the Mayambulas, a couple of times they were found here. I remember sightings of the 6 Birmingham breakaway boys bringing down buffalo, literally a stone throw from us, behind us here. The only constant in life is change, especially with the lion dynamics. What a beautiful male lion. Yeah, the coats or the manes even darkening up there. You can see how rich the melanin is in the tips of the mane there. And being about 6 years old, these boys, they reach their primes between 7 and 8 years old, so they still got a relative time to go before they reach their absolute prime. So hopefully they stay injury free. Compare that with the Naru male back in the day, the limping Naru male. But respect to that chap, he managed to survive quite a bit of adversity despite that dislocated hip he had and a terrible limp. Yeah, it's just past 8 o'clock in the morning. Seems like these guys are settling in here for the day. But let me zoom out, show you the cloud cover. This morning when we started out, it was fairly cool. We had a bout of rain. And obviously, as you guys do know, the predators are super opportunistic, especially lions. So if there is something passing by and they feel the need to try, they would definitely go, especially on these days where they're not going to expend too much energy. Yeah, life's not easy, eh? Yeah, lovely to have his brother next to him. The other brother is just on the opposite side of that dark green weeping wattle tree at the backdrop. He's in some thick grass over there. Yeah, it looks like 3 of the Vuyelas are establishing themselves in this area. The other 2 are pivoting. Now they could be pivoting between the Sark breakaway lionesses and their sub-adult cubs that side. It's a good example, or a great example, of pride separation in big male coalitions. Oh, I can see how easily a male lion can stand out from the grassy layer. That's why typically in the pride structures, when they get on the move, the lionesses would walk up ahead of them and the male lions would guard up the rear of the pride. So they can also give hunts away fairly quickly with that big body and the big mane standing out. Well, we will be leaving these concealed Vuyelas momentarily. Looking forward to catching up again with him and sharing it with you guys. Thanks again for watching Heartbeat of the Timbavati. This is Christof Schoeman. Wherever you find yourself, stay safe and cheers for now.